Hey, if you're presenting at a tech conference like I'm doing tonight at the Fiber Hub, something I highly recommend is getting someone to send you photos of the venue or even a walkthrough video so you can visualize what you're actually, where you're going to be, what you're going to be looking at. And so I've already come and done this once this morning. And so I'm going to run through it again today at lunchtime and give you a little bit of a demo of what my presentation is going to be about tonight, uh, in case you can't make the live stream. Well, welcome, and thank you for coming tonight. I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. I'm sure you've heard it before. A mother walks into a travel agency with her daughter, and I'm going to embellish the story. They are going to they're booking a trip to Canada because they want to support the Canadians because of all the pressure they're under at the moment. And so I walks up to the person at the counter, and they say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up my tickets, and I'd like to get on my trip to Canada. I understand I'm leaving tomorrow on Virgin Air Premium Economy." And so the person furiously types on a keyboard and then looks up with a perplexed look and says, "Computer says no." But isn't this the story of our lives? We just don't feel comfortable using computers. It's not, the computer will do what we need it to, but it's our lack of productivity skills that's causing us to be stressful at work. My guess is you never learned to use computers in primary school unless it was in the last 10 or 15 years, and maybe you used a Chromebook. Maybe you probably didn't use it in secondary schools, although maybe you did some programming in Python, which is sort of useful, but not if you're working in an office or running a business. I help founders master their tech so they can get back to the most important things that matter to them: family, making money, well-being, that sort of thing. My guess is you didn't learn productivity at university so much, but you probably typed some letters into Microsoft Word or maybe a couple of numbers into a spreadsheet. I worked with a woman last year who was typing numbers into a calculator and then typing the answer into a spreadsheet. As soon as I taught her about spreadsheets, it changed her whole life, revolutionized her productivity, as you can imagine. No more double entry. My guess is you maybe didn't learn on the job. And most companies and organizations and schools don't teach their teachers or their colleagues how to use computers better, although I did last year for a group of people. So my name's Chris Lewis, and my business name is Computer Says Kerno. If you haven't guessed, it's based on the skit Little Britain, Computer Says No. Computer Says No as the domain name was taken, and I thought, wow, I live in Cornwall. I met my Cornish wife hiking on a mountain in New Zealand, so that's where the name comes from. And I've got three sort of superpowers. One is my deep understanding of tech. Second one is my deep understanding of people at a very empathetic level. So often when we're talking about tech together with my founders, they often start to reveal stuff about themselves, weaknesses they have, or confidence issues with their team and how to relay that information in a way that makes sense to them. My third superpower is I absolutely love working with beginners. There's no job that's too small. So if we're working with, trying to find your files in SharePoint or Teams or sharing them across the internet, that's my specialty, right up to digital strategy, digital transformation projects. I was talking with the founder on Saturday, and he asked me quite pointedly, what would you rather do, go on a week-long ski holiday or sit by the beach? And I asked him to go first. He said, I'd rather sit by a beach. Okay, how many times have you been skiing before? 6 or 7 times. I wasn't very good at it, and I didn't like it. Me, on the other hand, I've been skiing double black diamond runs and off-piste for decades now. And I think that's the same thing with tech. If you don't understand your computer and how the software really works, then you don't tend to be as productive. And who wants to go searching through YouTube or Vimeo for the top 10 tips on how to do something? You just have the one problem you want to solve right now, and who are you going to call? Computer Says Kerno. This is a growing problem still in this industry. And if you've ever seen Future.now, they had some analysis done by Lloyd's Bank, and they found that 54% of the people in 2023 in the UK couldn't do 20 basic tasks. things like sharing a file from Google Drive or from OneDrive, or knowing the difference between a phishing email and an OK email. They redid the study last year in 2024, and the results improved by 2%, but they figure we're still 25 years away from getting the UK productive. So thank you for watching tonight, and let's get your computer saying yes.